It's the halfway point of the year. Are you on track with your goals? Let's reflect and reset. Hello my loves, welcome back to Lavendaire. Today I'm excited to do a mid-year reset. So it is the halfway point of the year and it's the perfect time to reflect on how we've been doing the first half of the year and whether we need to readjust and realign anything to stay on track with our goals and the life that we're trying to build. So today's video is kind of like a journal along with me where I'll share some journal prompts. I'll give you time to pause the video and journal with those prompts. And then later on, I'll share my reflection on my first half of the year. Feel free to do this in your notebook or in our Artist of Life workbook. This is a workbook I created to help you plan and stay on track with all your goals throughout the year. I actually am doing a huge sale on the shop right now, just to the end of this month. If you use the code mid-year, you'll get 50% off. So this discount applies to everything on the shop, and a lot of the items on the shop we're actually not going to restock. Of course, we're gonna keep making the workbook, but some of the items, if you love them, then definitely this is your chance to pick them up. Without further ado, let's begin. First, let's celebrate our wins. So the first prompt is, what were the wins and highlights of your first half of 2025? If you answer that prompt, let us know down below, what was your biggest win from the year so far? I'd love to read all your responses. Moving on, next prompt, what have you learned and how have you evolved in this first half of the year? Next, review the goals that you set at the beginning of the year and then ask yourself what updates need to be made. Now ask yourself what goals would be the most important to focus on for the rest of the year. So pick your top 3 priorities. So out of all of your goals, which 3 goals would make the biggest impact if you were to do them? Finally, rate from 1 to 10, how aligned do you feel towards your dream life? So 1 is not aligned and then 10 is the most aligned. You don't have to have reached your dream life, but what I'm asking is, are you on the right track? After you've set your rating, ask yourself, what would it take for it to be a 10? So what would need to change in your life? What would you need to change? What would you need to do differently in order for you to rate yourself, yes, I am a 10, aligned on the path to my dream life? All right, now it's time for me to share some of my highlights and lessons from the first half of the year. So a big highlight that just happened was I took a month off to travel in Asia, and I've been sharing vlogs about it. There are a couple more vlogs to come, but I basically had a girls trip with some of my friends in Korea. I did a solo trip for a week, a little bit, like a couple days in Korea and a week in China. And then I spent time with my dad in Shanghai, who I have not seen in 6 years. And my relationship with my dad had a lot of difficult, rocky moments. It's the most difficult relationship of my life, basically, but this trip really helped heal and kind of tie up loose ends in a lot of ways for me. So emotionally and in my personal life, I felt like I overcame something really big. And it's a personal mountain that I climbed. And so that's something that I'm really proud of. It's a highlight as well as a big win for me. Other wins from this year, I felt like I spent more time with family and friends. My brother moved back home recently, so I've been spending more time with my brother and my mom. And in terms of career, I feel like I've been heading in new directions this year, not just starting, but really just like in motion for a lot of projects. I'm working on my book, I got a literary agent, and I'm just in the motions of that. I've been working on an app concept that I've mentioned with you guys, especially if you're on my email list, you know, you've took the survey. So I've been doing these long-term behind the scenes projects that are kind of big projects that take some time before I can really like talk about it or show you guys anything. So I feel like I've been working a lot behind the scenes, but I've also been more creatively inspired since I got back from my trip. So I'm more inspired to make more content. I'm trying to show up more on social media, like on Instagram, trying to post more. And so that's kind of what the first half of my year has been. I just remembered another win definitely worth mentioning here is that I had 2 videos on this channel hit 10 million views pretty much around the same time. So the top 2 videos are my 5-minute morning meditation and my positive affirmations for self-love. That's just a cool little win because I never thought that that would happen, especially on a meditation and affirmations videos, because those videos were so like not mainstream when I started making them. It was just like a weird little test on my channel that just happened to become like the biggest type of content on my channel over these years. So that's pretty cool. I feel like everyone's leveling up consciously with their mindset. Just everyone is just doing it. And I'm really proud of everyone who are doing those meditations and affirmations. So thank you for supporting. One thing that I've learned recently for myself is to stop overthinking and to stop allowing my mind to get so scattered and so distracted by the content that I consume. I really realize that the more content I consume, the more I just read what's out there, the more confused and distracted and scattered that I feel. And so if I really want to be focused and feel clarity, I just have to just turn inward, meditate, and find the answers within. The answers are not outside of me, the answers are in here, and that's what I am reminded by. And another thing that I have learned about myself is that I feel my best when I am doing something creative every day. So I'm just reminding myself to not overthink things and just create. It doesn't matter what I'm working on, whether I'm working on a video, a book, or the app, or this, just anything, music, as long as I'm doing something creative, that is like a very positive, fulfilling way to pour my energy out. And I don't really have to judge what comes out of my creativity. It's just I have to focus on just doing it, just creating and keeping that energy flowing. That's what feels best for me. In terms of alignment towards my dream life, I rate myself at a 9 because I really, really love my life and I feel like I'm in a good place. I can't complain. I am on the path to creating my dream life. I'm not all the way there, but a lot of aspects of my life are there, right? I have this career that I love. I'm able to be creative. I'm able to have freedom of time and location. Like literally me taking off a month to travel and to not work, that's like a pretty long, that's the longest I've done it in a while. And to be able to do that freely and still keep things going, I'm just very grateful to be able to be at this point in life. You know, it took me a while to build it, but here I am. So I'm very proud of that. But what would it take to get to a 10 is I still feel like I have these negative habits that I fall back into. I'm not the best with not eating sweets, right? I like to eat healthy, but I love my sweets and that's not good for me. For me, it's like the health and fitness goals that I tend to always feel like I'm going back and forth with. And also the fact that I allow my mind to get scattered and distracted. So I'm really working on honing it. And I feel really good this past week, but you know, this first half of the year, I did struggle with that. But, you know, we're all a work in progress and it's okay. Nobody's perfect. We all have our flaws and weaknesses and our crutches, but we are here as long as we keep trying another day. Each day is an opportunity to take that positive step towards our dream life. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that you are also aligned and aligning yourself to the life that you want. I hope today's video was helpful and I hope that you remember that your power is in the present moment, that you have the power in every moment to realign yourself if you feel like you've fallen off, whether that's in a mini way, like, oh, I've been scrolling on my phone for too long, let me get back, or whether it's in like a big picture thing, oh, this job has not been fulfilling for a few years and I felt like I would fit somewhere else, let me try to explore what else is out there. Like try to find all the ways that you can realign to the life that you want because it's your life. No one else is gonna do it for you. All right, sending you so much love. And if you are curious about any of those long-term projects that I mentioned, like the book, the app, music, or whatever, sign up for my email list because that is the special group of people that are the first to find out about everything new that I'm working on, any updates, any announcements. I'm also trying to create like an audio course. Since those audios do so well, I just want to make like a structured course version of that, but I don't know when I'll have time to work on it, so I'll keep you guys updated. All right, that's it for today. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful summer. Bye.